So your company is in the market for a new business phone system, and Teams Phone is something you're considering. But you've heard about this thing called Teams Phone Mobile. You've also heard something about Operator Connect, and you're wondering, what should we do? Like, what are these things? What's Teams Phone Mobile? What's Operator Connect? You know, what's the pricing on Teams Phone System, and what should we do? Well, I've got a bunch of videos on Teams Phone System. Definitely make sure you look at the one on Operator Connect. That'll explain a little bit about that one. But today, I'm going to talk to you about Teams Phone Mobile. That's been out for about a year, so I think it's about time I do a video on it and kind of give you my take on it, what it is, how it compares, what the benefits are, all that good stuff. All right, but before I get into it, really quick, if you like my recommendation on the best service providers to quote for your company for Teams Phone System, that is for your phone numbers, your dial tone, your access to the PSTN service, you definitely want to go with a third party for that. Reach out and contact me. I'm happy to help. I will help you make a lot better decision in a fraction of the time. Also, don't forget to take a look at our website, aerocominc.com. You can find service providers for business phone systems that integrate with Teams in the number of ways, whether it's Operator Connect, Teams Phone Mobile. You can search service providers by feature, you can read reviews, you can read about them, watch videos on them. You've never seen a website like this, go check it out. We spent a lot of time and money on it. I'd really love it if you went and took a look and let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to hit the ring button, subscribe, like, all that good stuff to help our videos get out there to more people. Okay, Teams Phone Mobile. What is it? Well, let me start by telling you, in my opinion, Teams Phone Mobile is a great fit if your company, number one, has company-owned cell phones. So that's critical. So number one, company-owned cell phones, you have to have that. If you don't have that, Teams Phone Mobile isn't a good fit in my opinion. Number two, you have some users that right now are using their mobile phone only. They're out and about, outside of the company, they're just using their mobile phone all the time. And you're thinking, man, even if we go with Teams Phone System, there's no way this person is going to be able to use an app. They're going to refuse. They're just going to use their cell phone. That's all they want to use, right? And then number three, maybe you have some users that are mobile, that are going around outside of the office all the time, and they're often in areas where there's very little data coverage and there's only cellular phone service coverage. So those are, to me, the three areas where Teams Phone Mobile is going to be a good fit. Other than that, if your company doesn't have those, you know, Operator Connect, Teams Phone System is the best way to go if you're going with Teams Phone System. I know that that's a whole nother topic in itself. You can watch a bunch of videos that I've done on that, whether or not you should be looking into Teams Phone System or one of the other awesome cloud phone system options out there for your company. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I want to talk to you about what Teams Phone Mobile actually does, and that's what will help make more sense out of the recommendations I just gave you. So the first thing Teams Mobile does is it allows your mobile phone number to be the same phone number as your business phone number, and it's all associated with Teams. So it kind of merges the phone number you'd normally have for your Teams phone system with your mobile phone number. So it's just one number. So that's why you have to have a company cell phone, is because that has to be done through the service provider, through the mobile service provider. So you're not going to be able to go to every individual user in your company and ask for their personal mobile phone carrier and purchase this on their behalf and all that good stuff. So just never going to happen. It has to be company-owned cell phones, because all those phone numbers are going to become their Teams phone number and their mobile phone number at the same time. So with that, you might be thinking, well, what if we have people who are on their cell phones who don't want their mobile phone broadcast every time they make a call? They want the main company's phone number broadcast when they make a call. Well, absolutely, that's possible. You can control, that's a feature within Teams Phone Mobile, that you can make the company phone the outgoing call, their company phone number, I should say, the outgoing caller ID for any outbound call made, or you can make that individual's phone number, which is their cell phone number and their direct number at the same time. You can make that as their outbound caller ID. You have the option. either way, you can program it in the admin center. Another thing Teams Phone Mobile does is it gives you presence integration across the whole organization when somebody uses their cell phone. So when they make a call on their cell phone, it automatically updates their Teams presence to busy on a call. So remember I said the example of those folks who are out there in the field. Think of like a foreman for a contractor company, for a construction company. So think of that foreman, every time they make a call, everyone can see within the organization that that person's on the phone. Whereas if they just had a mobile phone and they were making a call, you would never know they're on the phone unless you tried to call them and nobody answered and you got voicemail, all that stuff. So it automatically shows if people are on the phone, kind of brings those people into the fold in terms of the phone system. Another thing it does is it unifies the actual call history. So you can see all the calls made by that person within the Teams admin center. So within all the call reports, all those calls that are being made on their cell phone are then merged into the Teams reporting. Another thing that's merged together is voicemail. So voicemail is all in Teams and it's on their cell phone, it's all in one. So there's, there isn't any more like, I have some voicemail on my cell phone, some voicemail on my Teams direct number. Because it's all one number, it's all merged into one place. And like I mentioned earlier, it allows people to use the cellular network, because when you go to make a call with Teams Phone Mobile, you're really just making a call on the native dial pad for your mobile phone. So, I use Verizon, so I just pull up my dial pad to make a Verizon call. If I had Teams Phone Mobile, that would be my dial pad I'd use. And so when I'm doing that, it's going to pick the best network to use. If data is available, it's going to use that. If data is not available, it's going to use my cellular network to make that call. So folks who are out and about and in places that are really remote and don't have access to any data, they can still make calls that are going to be recorded in Teams. So that there's still presence available, still a call history, all that stuff, even though they're on a cellular network. Where before, if you just had Teams phone system and you're trying to use the Teams app won't work unless there's data available, right? Well, now people can make calls within Teams on a cellular network too. Well, how much does Teams Phone Mobile cost? Well, it doesn't cost you anything extra in terms of Microsoft licensing. It's included with Teams Phone Standard. Where you're going to pay the fee, however, is going to be through your cellular carrier. And there's only a couple cellular carriers that even offer Teams Phone Mobile at this point. And they charge around $12 per month per user, which is okay if you have a small company or a small number of people on Teams Phone Mobile. But if you have a large company, that starts to get pretty expensive. So something you want to think about there. And that's why I say it's really only cost effective for those certain situations. Now, what you can do as well is you can divide up, Teams allows you to have multiple operators for Operator Connect. So you might have certain users in your company that are on Teams Phone Mobile, and you have the rest of your users who are Office users on Operator Connect. So you can mix and match those two depending on what the needs are. So that's something larger companies probably want to look into. And again, just to reiterate, I feel, in my opinion, what all this comes down to is the best fit for Teams Phone Mobile is, number one, you have to have company-owned cell phones. Number two, it's good for only your users, not everybody, only the users that you think are on their mobile phone all the time and are going to have a hard time using the app. Why? Because if you're a large company, $12 per month per user for every single user in your organization is going to be way too expensive. If you go with Operator Connect, there's a lot of providers out there with a lot better pricing than $12 per month per user. If you have like hundreds or thousands of users, you're going to be able to get a lot better pricing just off regular Operator Connect. And those users are going to be able to use their mobile app on their phone anyway. They don't need Teams Phone Mobile. Teams Phone Mobile is just for those people who are never going to use the app. They've been using their mobile phone for 20 years. That's how they communicate with everybody. They're not going to change. They're not going to use an app. They're not technically inclined. Teams Phone Mobile is for them to bring them into the fold of the phone system instead of having them solo as a maverick out there outside of the phone system. Also for those users who are sometimes in remote places that don't have a data connection, only cellular, and they really need to use their phone. Again, a very small percentage of users are gonna fall into these categories. So Teams Phone Mobile to me is kind of a niche product for certain situations, and it's not good for your entire company. It might be good for a few or handful, depending how big your company is, and that's about it. So I hope that was helpful. If you'd like my recommendations on the best companies to quote for Teams Phone Mobile, or especially if you're a large company, or Operator Connect if you're a large company, reach out and contact me. I'm a broker for all the major Operator Connect providers out there, and I'll ask you a few questions about your company's phone requirements, and based on that, I'll recommend to you the top 2, 3, 4 service providers your company should be quoting. Don't just randomly search for providers out there. Not all Operator Connect providers are created equal. A lot of them have a shaky reputation. So reach out, contact me. I've been doing this for a long time. I'll introduce you to the right service providers. I'll introduce you to the right people at those companies. I'll oversee the quoting process and demo process, make sure you get the best quotes, make sure you get the right information, and help you make a lot better decision in a fraction of the time. And the nice thing is, there's really no risk in reaching out to contact me. Just shoot me an email, give me a call. The service providers pay me my broker fee, so your company doesn't have to pay me a dime. So no excuse not to at least reach out and see what I have to say. I've been doing this for over 20 years, so I really know my stuff. Give me a try. Also, don't forget to go to our website, aerocomminc.com. Check it out. Look up Microsoft service providers under there, under the business phone system option. And you can browse providers by customer reviews, by features, all kinds of cool stuff. And as always, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and ring button. Thank you again for watching another one of my videos, and I will catch you on the next one.